Oh my God, this is the wildest thing I have ever seen. This is all frickin' snow. Wow. So I was driving up the Oldtown. I was like, what is that? Is that construction up there? Is that like a pile of rubble? No? That's just a huge frickin' pile of snow. Just snow covered in dirt and grime, and my God, it goes on. It's almost as tall as a light pole. It is taller than a light pole. Yeah, just words escape me right now. I've never seen a pile that big before, and I'm only getting just a little fraction of it. Welcome to Oldtown Mall, a mostly abandoned pedestrian outdoor mall located in the Oldtown area in Baltimore. The mall contains around 60 plus stores, the majority of which sadly are closed. This area has seen many periods of revival and decline in the past 200 years since its opening. And now look, I'll just say right off the bat, I am by no means a history expert nor an expert on Baltimore. I just like coming here. I've been coming here for, I don't know, close to 30 years. And Oldtown Mall is an area that I've come to and explored several times. So I thought it'd be cool to come back today and see what's going on with it. Because I've heard a lot of plans about potential revival, refurbishment, redevelopment. I don't know, one of those words.
With Oldtown Mall, everybody was a family instead of just being friends and being people that worked together. They was a family, it was a unit.
You had to wait in line just to get in the stores to even put on layaway for things that you wanted as a kid.
We had every store on every side.
It used to be everything, especially to this community.
And also this area is like an urban explorer's like favorite place to come to in Baltimore. I've seen so many videos of just kids coming in and be like, ooh, look at this, ooh, look at that. And you know what? I get sucked into those videos every time. I think maybe this was the record store place that everybody liked. Oh, wow. Whoa. Holy crap. Piece of the old architecture siding down there. Still see remnants of like the top floor, the second floor. Oh, that's a bunch of like old tapes or CDs. I'm a little bit confused about the driving of this area. People you can drive through here. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a walking street or if it's a driving street. Maybe a little bit of both, you know. Wow, he's doing it. He's getting through. That's impressive. So I think one of the new development plans, newer development plans is that they want to kind of convert this into have more foot traffic and reroute some of the roads. There's more cars can get through in a certain way and then park in areas. It's again, it's confusing. It's confusing to me, a dum-dum. So, and I imagine it's confusing to other people too. Never more haunt. Former furniture store. You can kind of see the old furniture, great house, Isaac, carpets, rugs. Now it is a haunted house. And just like that, life finds a way. That tree stump is like, I'm coming through this gate. I don't care what it takes. It's a nice mixture of things here. Places that are being refurbished, places that are, you know, they're doing something with, or they're not doing anything with at all. The Terry Tots Daycare Center. Huh. And then it looks like they have a little outside play area, potentially, for the kids. Or maybe they just kind of decorated this. That's cool. Yeah. And a big reason I'm a huge fan of this place is the history of architecture. Now, we all know I'm an aspiring architecture building fan. I don't know if that's a thing or not. But the 64 buildings illustrates approximately 200 years of commercial architecture, including the row house shop, the Victorian store, and the 20th century store. I'm not quite sure which of those is which. I can kind of sort of maybe guess just by looking at it, but I know someone's got to let me know. You know, out there, come on, give me a little comment being like, no, that's this thing and this is that thing, okay? Please, I need a lot of help in life. Every building has different and unusual architecture to it. You got this building over here, there's these buildings over there. It's like every little building tells a little snippet, a little snapshot of history of Baltimore. In addition, many structures represent numerous physical changes that have occurred over time due to advancements in building technology, business practices, and architectural styles. The further you go down the strip here, the more open shops and developments there are. It seems like they're slowly making their way back there. They might just bulldoze a lot of the stuff back here, so, which would be a shame because this building right over here, I feel like has some amazing architecture to it. I'm really, really obsessed with this one building. Cracked glass window. Can't really see anything in there. It's very dark. There's a kitty. So initially, Oldtown Mall was kind of a retail hub that goes back to, no joke, the 1800s. Starting in 1818, it was initially a market designed to help boost business in Oldtown, and the area became a diverse, bustling, middle-class neighborhood. And the proximity to the city center made it an ideal place for families and downtown workers to live. Guys, I have so much history today. I did a really good job researching this video, okay? I am quite proud of myself on this one, okay? However, the Baltimore riot of 1968 was a turning point in this area. And for those who don't know, the riots or uprising included crowds filling the streets, burning and looting local businesses, and confronting police and National Guard. The immediate cause for the riot was on April 4th because of the assassination of Martin Luther King in Memphis, Tennessee, which triggered unrest in over 100 cities across the United States. Afterwards, Baltimore began to revitalize this whole area. The developers decided to convert the streets into a pedestrian-only zone and name it the Oldtown Mall. The streets was repaved with bricks, planters, street lamps, and trees were added. And even a fountain that was installed in the center along a clock tower that would bear the name of the mall. More than $1.7 million had been spent on this project. Finally, when the area opened in the late 1960s, it was met with, quote, much fanfare. Government officials from across the country were in attendance for the opening. One newspaper wrote that, quote, good things are happening in Oldtown. I mean, I won't lie. It was definitely a little intense and intimidating first walking through here. But the more I've kind of gotten comfortable, the more people I've met, the more people I've talked to, I don't know. I just feel a little bit more comfortable. It's not, I mean, would I come here all the time and at any hour of the day and night? No. I mean, I'm down here at like noon on a Saturday, so yeah, a lot of these shops are open. There's people walking through. It's getting some good foot traffic. Of course, it's definitely a little rough around the edges, but there's a little bit of charm to this. Already met a couple nice little people who are going to some shops around here. Hello. Hey, good. How are you? Unfortunately, the population of the city began to dwindle in the late 1950s. People were moving out of the city and into the county and suburbs. Oldtown became one of the poorest parts of the city, and by the late 1980s, Oldtown Mall really began to struggle.
But Oldtown and other retail areas in Baltimore suffer as shoppers have joined the flight to the suburbs. The big shopping malls in Baltimore County have big bucks to mount big advertising campaigns to keep the shoppers coming. Mayor took this occasion, as he has done in the past, to support local businesses. He says the best way to ensure that local merchants such as these at Oldtown stay in business is to patronize them first. And then if you can't find the items that you're looking for in your local neighborhood, go to another neighborhood within the city, and then on to the regional shopping centers, where he says a strong local business community ensures a strong residential community as well.
I moved in this area around the late 90s, I want to say. I never really got a chance to see the full potential of this area when it was initially started. I don't think I was alive back then. Double check. No, I was born in 1975, so I was close. Yeah, I don't really know all the ins and outs of the popular shops here. I know there's a really cool record shop that people really liked.
That's a bunch of like old tapes or CDs.
There is a firehouse museum, which was an actual firehouse at one point until the 1970s or so. Then it became a museum. It's modeled off of Giotto's Bell Tower in Florence, Italy. That's kind of the extent of my knowledge. Thank you, Wikipedia. Not sponsored. So you can actually see the old bell in the fire station that's been converted into a museum. So it's still there. And I also feel like news about the revitalization of this area has been in the news for decades. I feel like every time I turn on the news, it's like, oh, there's a new plan for Oldtown Mall.
Grant money is in place to tear down some of the old buildings and allow for new development in Baltimore City.
The demolition dollars add up to $300,000 for Oldtown Mall. The grant was announced today by Governor Martin O'Malley, and the news conference happened in front of the rundown property with shattered windows as a backdrop. The money means 14 vacant buildings will be torn down. The Housing Authority wants to create a mixed-use, mixed-income commercial development for the property located between downtown, Midtown, and Johns Hopkins.
All right, and this is where it gets even crazier, okay? I'm starting to connect all the dots here. I got a board with all the strings pointing to this and that. I actually think the Baltimore Peninsula is loosely connected to this place. Remember that place with the ghost town that the Under Armour guy made?
The Baltimore Development Corporation, the quasi-public agency tasked with promoting economic growth in the city, has awarded the firm Beatty Development with the right to come up with a plan for the future. However, it's a decision fraught with concerns over the city's past deals and current controversies.
The Oldtown Mall project is one that must and definitely have to include the Oldtown community.
That's because Beatty was awarded a $106 million TIF to redevelop Harbor Point just down the road, a deal which was controversial. And just 2 weeks ago, the city voted to approve a $660 million tax break for Under Armour CEO Kevin Plank to build Port Covington. Deals are a point of tension for the communities that feel left out, heightened by the reality that big tax breaks for wealthy developers only exacerbates the city's entrenched poverty.
I'm very confused on what is being done here. I'm kind of getting lost at how many plans have been proposed. Again, not an expert. If you go check out some other channels that are way better at history and news than I am, especially channels like Building Tales, if you want to learn more in-depth history about this place and just Baltimore in general. I'm just here for the goofs and the gaffs, everyone.
Plans to revive Oldtown Mall continue.
The first phase is all of the 400 block, which everyone else will know as those buildings between East Street, Orleans Street, and Gay Street.
Henson says although their work is not directly related to DOT's plans, they have a vision of their own.
Once we're done with the first phase, phase 1A, you'll have 4 retail businesses and 11 residential units.
This is a very unusual area because some of the shops are open. Some of them look like they're really taking care of what they got going on. But then on the back side of this strip, you have old abandoned buildings, which I don't know. So we're on the back side of the strip now. I don't know what's back here, other than you can probably see some old remnants of buildings. Now this is interesting, man. This is looks like some really nice apartments, townhouses, I don't know, right next to Oldtown. Huh? How does that work? So it looks like a lot of this section has been kind of cleaned up as far as the backside of these buildings. Can see right into this empty building here. Just a big open space, more or less. A lot of the roof collapsed and just pretty much brought down the whole thing. There's really not much you can do with places like this. I feel like at this point you just gotta tear them down. So there is a whole other section. I just gotta get over the giant mountain, literal mountain. It has to be 2 or 3 stories high of snow. And then there's a whole other somewhat even more abandoned section. See if I can find a way around Mount Everest. It is so disgusting. It's like several layers of dirt and grime and just nasty trash on top of ice that will not go away. Okay. Here we go. Okay, that's where we want to go. Over there. I think I found a parking lot by the snow. This is disgusting. This is so gross. Really, my biggest fear is getting a nail in my tire whilst driving through some of this trash. That's pretty much it. That's the extent of my fear. This is the really abandoned section. Okay, so and I mentioned that earlier. That is the Fire Tower Museum, or what used to be. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, it looks like there's actually like an old fire truck in there. What? How do I get in? I have to see this. Oh, my God. When is it open? No. Okay, no. It's one of the hours. That's from 2019. Those hours, they're old. Okay, so here's the really abandoned strip, which I guess they're just gonna bulldoze. Boy, this building's old. It's not many buildings here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I lied. It is a couple of buildings, but it's fine. It's fine. That is just the electrical problem waiting to happen. Okay. It's literally a piece of concrete in this snow. I'm so fascinated by this, guys. There's one last thing I want to do in regards to the giant Mount Everest over here. This is insane. This is one of the wildest things. I've never seen a snow pile this big in my entire life. This is historic. Literally, we're going to look back on this as a society and be like, wow, we did that. All right, so that was Oldtown. Interesting area, a rough area, but there's some history there, and I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of an upside to it. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just an area that just was never going to do well. They've had a lot of turbulent history. People have tried. They've tried to make Oldtown a thing. We just don't know if it will ever be a thing. Here's hoping. There's some cool architecture there. At least save the architecture. At least maybe the sides of the buildings. I don't know how that's done, you know. I just say things and words come out of my mouth and I have no control over the meaning of them. So I apologize.